The Senate Redistricting Committee is hereby in order. Today we have hearings on Senate Bill 577, an act concerning reapportionment relating to State Board of Education districts, providing for the reapportionment thereof, repealing KSA 2021 Supplemental 4-514 and 4-528. Mr. Mulholland, would you give us a briefing on what you have handed out?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Jordan Mulholland, Kansas Legislative Research. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the map here really quick, so it might just take a minute or two. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, Jordan Mulholland. So I've got the Apple map zoomed in here on the screen. Not sure why that blue, there we go, I got rid of that blue bar. I'll zoom in just a little bit more so that folks here can see a little bit better. So I'll just go ahead and list the State Board of Education districts with the Senate districts that are nested inside of those. Just a reminder, each of these 10 State Board of Education districts is required to be comprised of 4 contiguous Senate districts. So State Board of Education District 1 is comprised of Senate Districts 1, 5, 18, and 22. District 2 is Senate Districts 4, 6, 7, and 8. District 3 is Districts 11, 23, 35, and 37. District 4 is Districts 3, 9, 10, and 21. District 5 is 24, 36, 39, and 40. District 6 is 2, 17, 19, and 20. District 7 is 31, 33, 34, and 38. District 8 is 26, 27, 28, and 30. District 9 is 12, 13, 14, 15. And finally, District 10 is 16, 25, 29, and 32. These map packets are also posted on the KLRD website. So you'll see this packet has 220 pages. Basically, we've got 3 state maps. We've got a zoomed in inset of Sedgwick County, along with that statewide map. And then finally, we've got Johnson County. And then the following page after that is a population summary, just like we've seen with all the other redistricting plans. I won't go through all the statistics of these districts, but I'll let you know that the overall range is 3.08%. It goes between negative 1.59% to positive 1.50%. And finally, I guess I should have mentioned this before, but the ideal district population is the state's population divided in 10. So it's 293,788. And Mr. Chair, I'd be happy to stand for any questions folks might have.
Thank you, Mr. Mulholland. Are there any questions from Jordan? Seeing none, we will now turn to our first conferee in person, Mr. Jim Porter, Chair of the Kansas State Board of Education. Welcome to the committee, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today. I'm here today to support a recommendation from the State Board of Education to an alternative plan called Little Jerusalem Badlands that I think that you have the access to see. We believe, as we were putting this together, we believe that as the Senate has the opportunity to look at their maps and make those decisions, as an elected body, the House of Representatives has the opportunity to look at those maps and make those decisions based on them. We believe that we're in a good position because of our constituent relationships to look at the districting map and make recommendations. And we would ask that you be giving us the opportunity to that you would consider our recommendations as you are an elected body. One of the things that we look at most importantly is that as members of the State Board of Education, as members of the Senate, you have relationships with the people that are in your district. And we have spent a great deal of time developing those relationships and developing trust relationships so that we can meet the needs of our constituents. For instance, I represent 4 senatorial districts. Senator Hildebrand is one of the districts that I represent, and it's a very large district. You know, whenever you're campaigning that your districts are very large. Ours are 4 times that size. And so it's an opportunity for us to meet a lot of people and do a lot of things. So we're interested in those relationships. We're also interested in communities of interest. There's a great deal of difference, even though they're not very far apart, from the Kansas City, Kansas School District and the Blue Valley School District. And we believe that it's very important that people represent each of those districts. We also believe that a community of interest, for instance, would be the major school districts in western Kansas, Dodge City, Garden City, and Liberal. We believe that is a community of interest that needs to be represented. We also know that whenever the Senate and the House were making their determinations, as they should be, and we don't feel it's any of our business to discuss those plans, only ours, is that there is a real emphasis in maintaining incumbents in their positions. And we believe that we need to continue to do that. And in this case, there are at least 2 incumbents that no longer live in the district of representative. And one of those people has represented that district for 24 years and based on the Apple map is no longer in that district. Basically, to reemphasize, we believe that the relationships that have been built by the members of the State Board of Education with their constituent districts are important and need to be maintained if we are going to adequately represent the people that elected us. We believe very strongly that there are different communities of interest in the state and that each one of those communities of interest needs to be representative and are representative better whenever they are put together in their communities of interest. And we believe that strongly that we need to support the incumbents. Whether we run again is a whole different matter. But the fact is that we believe that that incumbents, as they have been in both the House and the Senate map, need to be protected. I have other, I'll stand for questions. I have other members. I tend to be a big picture person and don't spend a lot of time in the details. I've been on committees with Senator Masterson. He's aware of that. And so other people are here. If we get in the weeds, I'll probably have to have help.
Thank you, Mr. Porter. What I think we'll do is hold questions until we hear from the conferees, and then we'll open it up for questions. Thank you. The next person I have on the agenda is Pat Gouger, private citizen for Senate Bill 577. The opponent is Pat here. Are there other conferees here in the meeting room that would like to speak to this issue? Yes, please come forward. Identify yourself, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Henry Chamberlain. I'm a Wyandotte County resident of Bonner Springs. I am kind of a sports fan, but I couldn't follow the play action on this thing. I have no idea where everything's headed with all the different proposals at this point. I would express concern that we have in the most diverse county in the state of Kansas and one of the most diverse counties in the United States, that there is a very intense need to have representation for our county as a whole, for that metropolitan area, that is significant in one of these districts at least. And I grew up in a little tiny rural area, raising cattle on a farm. We didn't have 700 people in our town, but I've lived for a number of years in the urban area, and I understand that the school districts in those, I've been involved in both, and the school districts have radically different needs and interests. And I'm concerned that whatever we come out with has representation from parties from both areas. And it's been mentioned previously that there's, I think, a very fine custom in the legislature that the House assumes that the Senate knows best their affairs, and they defer to the Senate map, and vice versa with the House. The State Board of Education is another elected body, and I would very much encourage you to consider their suggestions in putting together their districts. They are aware of their circumstances and the needs of the schools they represent, and I think, and they function evidently with very little acrimony or partisanship and on behalf of the people of Kansas, and I would encourage you to give them some consideration and deference in how you form these districts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other conferees in the audience that would like to come forward? If not, I'd like to draw your attention to written only from Al Frisbee, private citizen, Leslie Mark, private citizen, and committee. Do you have any questions? Senator President Masterson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Jim, so I wish we had you around when we were talking about the congressional map. I was led to believe there was a lot of interest that was similar between KCK and Johnson County. So, but what I hear in your testimony is there's not a lot of similarity between KCK, example, and Blue Valley.
That you're out of my league, Senator. I only know what I know in relationship to this map, and so I can't opine on the congressional map. I'm glad I was not in the position to have to make decisions on that issue. I'll keep my thoughts and opinions strictly to the.
In your opinion, there's significant difference there between KCK up in Wyandotte and Blue Valley down in Johnson.
I would, yes. The demographics are completely different.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, Minority Leader Sykes.
Thank you, Jim. If you don't mind staying there, was the state
I
board?
don't like to be here, so, but
Fine.
goes with the territory. Go ahead.
So I appreciate your testimony. Did you provide any comments as the Apple map was drawn about redistricting and incumbent?
We did not. I believe it's the 11th or 12th of January, I sent a letter to the leadership in both the House and Senate asking to be involved in the process, but did not get a response.
Okay. And then my follow-up, so with this map, how many incumbents would not reside in their district? And are those significant changes to how the district is currently enacted?
Two current members no longer reside in their districts. And there are significant, ask the second part of your question again. So.
With those districts, have they significantly changed, so encompassing different areas than they previously did?
Yes, and I just have been told recently, and I haven't double-checked this, that of the 40 senatorial districts, probably about half of them are now in different board districts than they were before. So it's significant, and that is, I have not double-checked that status, but I trust the source that gave it to me.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Senator Gossage.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for being up there. I am having just a little bit of more than a little bit of difficulty trying to figure out. I think it's easier with this map, and then it says this district encompasses these Senate districts, this district encompasses these Senate districts. And could you or someone else tell me what encompasses the Board of Education District 3?
Do we have that?
Senate districts?
Yes, we can. Do you have that information?
May I intercede? It's a legend up on the top of your map. There's Board of Education District 3, which includes Senate District 11, 23, 35, and 37.
This one, but I,
Do you have a copy of our proposal?
We do, but that's not the map that we're dealing with right now.
I think that's what she's asking.
I was just trying to compare this with what they had given us in their
I
testimony.
see. I apologize, yeah.
Right, so I can easily tell on here because it has the Senate district numbers, but I can't compare that to this.
And on the map that we recommend, Senate District 3 is encompassed district number 9, 11, 23, and 35.
Thank you.
Senator Corson?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kind of following up on a question from the president, I'm kind of led to believe under this map that Brown and Nemaha counties are a community of interest with Wyandotte County. Is that consistent with your view?
Okay, I'm going to have to ask somebody that knows the answer to that question.
Sure.
I know about southeast Kansas.
Brown and Nemaha are northern Kansas you're talking about.
Right, and so in here, District 1,
I know District 1 would be that.
Right.
It's totally different than the district I have now, okay? I just want you to understand that, because I had 4 Senate, I have always had 4 Senate districts. My current district includes all of Wyandotte, all of Leavenworth, eastern part of Douglas, and just a small piece of Johnson, okay? And logically, I would have probably maintained something like that, but the only way we could kind of figure it out was to put 1 with it, and yes, they are more rural areas, but I'm certainly willing to go up there, and I've worked with some rural areas. Easton's in my district, and I visit them, so I'm very familiar with smaller districts, but I do want to, also would like to say something about the Wyandotte County and Johnson County being different. Congressionally, they would be, because that's federal things that happen with the education issues are pretty much state. So we do, most of the issues we do are at education, that. So yes, that's something I haven't had. So.
If I may intervene, I think the question is, do you see them as different or the same as far as the different challenges?
Every district has similar challenges, okay? There's certain things that are just all together, but then every district also has different challenges. But Wyandotte County is unique by itself. It's a shame we don't have 4 senators in there. We have 3. Because Wyandotte County in it by itself stands alone, you might say, against all these others. So yes, I have worked closely with Leavenworth County, Douglas County, and so I know how to handle these other districts. But Wyandotte is alone, it stands alone. So I think Wyandotte stands alone, there's just no other way to say it. Because we are the most diverse county in the state, or possibly the nation.
Thank you very much. In response to Senator Sykes' question earlier, we have been in contact with a number of members. And as a matter of fact, at this time, Senator Sykes, I would like to offer you the opportunity to make your conceptual recommendations.
Okay. So Jordan, I think we will start with the changes to Johnson and Wyandotte. You pass that one out.
Mr. Chairman, we got a point of order.
Yes,
Are we still in hearing, or are you attempting to work a map? Are you introducing an introduction of a separate map, or are we?
I was wanting to take conceptual recommendations on this map that we have before us.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Does that make sense?
I think the answer is yes. If we're going to begin to take actions on something, we probably need to go to the, can close the hearing, finish up the hearing before you take.
Thank you, Mr. President. We will then close the hearing on Senate Bill 577, and now we are open for conceptual recommendations. Senator Sykes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think Jordan is passing this out. Kind of looking at the Apple map and then the Little Jerusalem Badlands map, trying to come to a compromise. In general, the Apple map completely alters 3 of the 10 districts. 9 out of the 10 districts were altered. 2 pairs of incumbents were drawn into the same district. So with this recommendation, and I'm trying to find my notes, I wasn't quite ready to do this. So with this recommendation, we would be making changes to District 1, where it would encompass Districts 4, 6, and 9, trying to keep the heart of Wyandotte together, so Leavenworth more similar to where it is. It also makes changes to District 2, so it would be 7, 8, 10, and 21. I'm trying to think of what else. District 4 remains, hold on, I'm thinking. District 4 would be 1, 2, 3, and 18. District 6 would be 17, 19, 20, and 22. District 8 would be 25, 28, 29, and 30. And then District 10 is 16, 26, 27, and 32. But in general, it's keeping the Wyandotte and Johnson those counties kind of intact.
Thank you, Senator. I think we will take these under serious consideration. I know we have some conceptual adjustments we would like to recommend. That would be to take Senate District 38 and move it into the 5th Board of Education District. I'd like to take Senate District 24 and move it out of the 5th District. And then we have some other adjustments in Sedgwick County. So what I recommend we do is we either come back at a later date today or at the scheduled time, 1:30 tomorrow, with the final mock-up, and then we'll run that map out and vote it up or down. Yes, Senator Sykes.
Thank you. Would you repeat that switch that you said 38 and 24, and then you said some Sedgwick County changes, but you didn't?
Yes, I don't have the specifics on Sedgwick County at the present time, but it will be some modifications from your map. And then secondly, Senate District 38, the Dodge City District, will move that back into the Board of Education District number 5. And Senate District 24 will then go into the Senate District, let me see here, so maybe 6, okay?
Thank you.
Committee, are there any other suggestions or comments? If not, we will continue with our scheduled meeting tomorrow at 1:30. From the input we've heard today from Senator Sykes and our input, we'll have a map to hopefully take action on. Thank you. We are adjourned.